Okay, we're live. We got cyber. We've been creeping on cyber for about 2 minutes.
Hey, boy.
What's great
The
is
freaking Oracle show.
Cash Card. What?
Cash Card what?
Psst, this thing right here. This Cash Card right here. You're not even going to believe this stupid story. All right, let me get all this out of here. You're not even going to believe this. So I was doing business with a
Nick Brown.
Hey, Nick.
Show.
I was doing business with a company for satellite TV out there in California.
Les Peter Guitar Jam.
For years. Moo.
Mezzy Williams.
Megsy.
Hey, Nay.
Hey, Megsy. And I was done, terminated the service. I moved out of there, not using satellite TV there anymore. It wasn't Elon Musk's, if you're wondering. And I had an overpayment because I terminated my service, so I'd already paid my bill, and there was a $75 overpayment. And instead of just writing me a check like any other company has ever done to me, I've received 100 checks like this before in the past. They sent me a fucking cash card, a MasterCard. Look, I don't use MasterCard, number one. Number two, I didn't ask for that. Number three, I had no idea what to do with it. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this shit? So I kind of panicked a little bit because I was like, man, how they are talking about a freaking maintenance fee on the card, like $3. You charge $3. I could see it. I was reading the paperwork. Yes, we've got a maintenance fee, blah, blah, blah. So that's how they clean the accounts out. They hope that you forget that you've got this cash card. You let it sit around. And then after a certain amount of time, after 6 months, actually, they start debiting $3 every month from your card until it's all gone. And then your account closes. But they take all your money out of it. With that, and it takes $3 a month, $3 a month, $3 a month, $3 a month.
Fucking scam.
Yeah.
Dude.
So 75 divided by 3 is would have taken
Nick Brown.
25 months.
Change your cards, plugs, and oil.
In 25 months, they would have drained my account. They would have got their money, and that is why companies do this. This is how they make money. They take your money that was yours, but some scam company figured out, instead of just sending you a check directly, hey, man, you just cash the check. Nobody else is involved in that. No. Now we've involved a third party. We've sent all of your personal information to this bank to send you this debit card to put money into an account that you never asked for. Man, I'm telling you, I was so pissed. I was like, okay, hoops. I got to start jumping through hoops. I can't just take a picture of my check and deposit it like every other company. What do I got to do here? I got to go on their website. I got to fill out an account. And I did. Open an account with a company that I didn't want to do. And I'm like, are they going to do a credit check? I don't know. So I was stressed out, It's like, okay, so now that you've got an account, now you have to register to frickin' use the whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever.
The freaking Oracle show.
I went through the second hoop.
MasterCard prepaid.
Prepaid MasterCard, right? Went through the second hoop. And then, boom, they said, your account's been registered. And here are your options. There were 3 options. And I didn't even see the other 2. One of the options said, transfer the funds directly into your bank account. And I was like, oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do that shit right now.
But that would be a fee, right? A big ass fee, I would guess.
What's that?
They pump a big ass fee on top of that. Right?
They didn't. It was a free transfer.
Oh, okay.
And I was glad.
Damn.
But, they're not counting on you figuring that shit out. And I got all my money out of that card. And what they said is, after 6 months, they start charging you $3 until the account's drained, and then they close the account. So there's no more money in it. It's zero. So so it's just going to close on its own.
Torres. Yo, son, the COD servers are dog shit today.
Really? What does that mean? The servers actually... Is it the servers, bro? Is that like server-wide? You're having issues server-wide, bro? Server-wide issues, bro? Dude, I planted a banana. You guys want to see it? I planted a banana tree in the backyard. I'm all happy about it. I'm all happy about my banana tree. I planted in the backyard for you to see. You. Okay. Go over there. I'm going to be smoking here. I figure out when it is I'm going to smoke. Gorilla Glue it is.
Enoch Emmanuel Torres. Warzone is laggy and choppy off. My internet is running good, just didn't a test check it, bro, but I'm over this.
Huh. Ice.
Mike Persquarelo. What up, man?
Hey, Ice.
Yo, Ice, are the COD servers shitty today, bro? That's what Enoch is saying.
Mezzy Williams.
Megsy.
Hash cheers.
It says Mezzy. Hash cheers.
Mike Persquarelo.
It says your name right.
I'm
I
still
love it.
working.
What? Why are you working so late?
Still
Nick
working,
Brown.
man. Holy fuck.
Haven't had any issues today when I was playing.
Nick Brown had no issues playing Enoch. It might be you, bro. It might be your connection, bro. You might be, reboot the router. Okay, man, I got this Gorilla Glue, and I went through looking for seeds. I didn't find any, so it should be good.
Nick Brown. Could be regional.
Could be regional. Could be seasonal. All right. No law regarding cannabis. I like to say it is 4:20 right now. Wow, my timing is crazy. I didn't even know that. So, cheers. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers,
Yeah.
Cyber. So I don't use makeup. I just blur the screen out a little bit, take the color out so you don't see all my blemishes. Moments of truth with Nate. We should have more of those. I planted a banana plant. Right there. I know it looks like two, but that's the leaves hanging off of it. The dead looking thing is the plant. And the leaves are just hanging next to it. I know it doesn't look healthy, but if you look down there, way down there, guys, down by the creek, you see that growth down there? Here, I'll point to it. You're probably looking right at it. Right there. See that growth right there? There. That's more bananas down there. There's 2 more banana trees down there that I planted. So I learned how to split bananas today, man. Hey, banana split. I learned how to propagate bananas, and I want to teach you guys how to do it too. So I told you guys on the earlier show how to do this. Really simple. Get yourself the best thing to use is like a spaded shovel, a shovel with a blade on it. And just get in between 2 stalks in the ground and just find one on the end, take the one on the end and just slice it down into the ground and just slice around and cut it off, and it'll have its own roots on it. And you're supposed to, they said dry it out for a day or 2 to trim the roots and to trim the leaves off of it. I didn't do either. I just stuck it right in the ground. We'll see if it works.
Mike Pasquarello. I remember that banana tree out front of your old house.
Bro, and it gave out so many bananas. I used to have to give them to my neighbors all the time because I would produce so many bananas. It was in direct sunlight all day. So we've got these gorgeous banana trees, but they're up under the oak trees on the creek, and they don't get any sun, bro. They're pretty, but they're not producing. And I'm like, I'm gonna put some bananas out in the sun back here, bro. We're gonna grow them. We're gonna have lemons. Now we're gonna have bananas. I'm working on it. I'm gonna have my orchard all set up, bro. Right here.
Mike Pasquarello. They were so good.
I got some tangerine.
Sweet.
I got some tangerine seeds here. I dried out. I don't know if they're gonna sprout. But I'm gonna just drop them in this water and see what they do. We'll see if they sprout in here. And I got this. This is a plum seed. I'm gonna throw that in there too, and just see if they sprout, man. I got some water in
Big
here.
Mark
Some water.
83.
Let's put that in the water and just let it sit in
Yoga.
the water. See what it does with the water. I like to say words multiple times. I'm checking crypto prices real quick. Harmony's coming up slowly. It's good. Yeah. Oh, Loon C is way down. Luna is way down. It's Loon C, LUNC. Don't confuse the two. It's Luna Classic, LUNC. It's at 00032 right now. So it's low, man. I'm laughing because I know it's gonna shoot up. I know I've seen it do it before. It's gonna do it again. If that bitch goes up to 60, bro, that's some big money for me. And I pull it out. Boom! I'm gonna pull that money out as soon as I got notifications set up now. So when that thing gets up to I think I got notifications set for 47 or something. But I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go get it. I'm all excited about it. Putting money into this market that just does not look promising.
Billy Valentine.
Billy!
Evening.
Evening. It's time to smoke. Whoa, where did that plastic... Oh, I know where that came from. I know where that plastic bag came from. Me. We have to clean that up.
Trendy Bromandalorian.
Trendy Bro Mandalorian. Let's smoke. Okay. Well, the guy who created the fuck you video, who can't seem to find it, the original one, which the original one is the one with Jerry was a race car driver. The original one. All right. No law regarding cannabis, cyber.
Yeah, let me pack one.
All right. Cyber's over there packing one. Let me tell you something about Cyber Reload. He doesn't make any stops. He doesn't pull any punches. You see this guy right here?
Trendy Bromandalorian.
He didn't do it, man.
Cheers.
You see this guy Cyber Reload right here?
What's up?
What's up? He doesn't wait for anything. He's going to pack his bowl and he's ready to go. And I'm ready to go right with him, man, because we're a team, man.
Trendy
and we're going
Bromandalorian.
to get high.
Cyberreload is their OG goat.
Cyber Reload's the OG goat.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. Greatest of all time. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to ice for fucking still.
Billy Valentine.
Holy fuck.
I'm boiling basil in olive oil and I forgot why.
That's hilarious. You're making some food. Obviously. Something tasty. Spaghetti sauce? An gyro? You're making an gyro?
Mike Pasquarello. Cheers. He'll be home in 15 minutes.
Good, you're not at work anymore.
Billy Valentine. Oh yeah. Spaghetti sauce. Thanks.
Hey, if you took the Porsche to work, you might be home in 11 and a half minutes. That shit was good. That shit I did right there, that was good. So, we talked about the company that sent me a fucking cash card. Has that ever happened to any of you guys that were getting money back from a company that owed you money? Has it always been a check for you guys? Fucking crazy. I'd never seen anything like this before. It was
Mike
so different.
Pasquarello.
And it's so obvious as to why they're
I'm
doing
not driving that thing to my office. Too many nails in the parking lot.
They're doing it so they can make some
Mike
more money.
Pasquarello.
You know?
Tires ain't
They're
cheap.
selling those accounts to that company. That company pays them. You know, they're getting $3 a month off every account. Once it gets into 6 months, you know, they probably cut them a kickback.
Trendy Brahmandolarian. Smoking some
Sellouts.
orange Kush sugar wax.
Yeah, we'll never sell your fucking information to anybody.
Congratulations.
This is a notice
You've
about your
received 100
privacy.
messages today
We
with
take your
Restream
privacy
Chat.
very seriously. And we want you to know how we handle your personal information. Bullshit.
Unless you want your money back.
Sellout motherfuckers.
Dox you to everyone, man.
Sellouts, dude. I want to call them and bitch them out, but the problem is you get somebody in another country that's just doing, you know, workaholics. Have you seen Workaholics yet, Cyber?
Man, no, I haven't. No,
you are slacking on the Workaholics.
I know. I fucking know.
Oh God. You gotta be fresh. You gotta be fresh. You gotta be fresh.
Holy hell.
Trendy Brahmandolarian. Hell yeah, Devaholics.
Devaholics. Thursday. Theta. All right, let me find something interesting to talk to you guys about. I have this up so I can look at my banana tree. Seriously, that is really bad, isn't it? That's bad. It's pretty outside, though. You know, it's usually hot. The sun's coming through. It's nice. I kind of want to leave them open. You know? Is that the hawk right there? Or is that a little bird? It looks like a little bird. It's a little tiny bird. Oh, it's a cardinal. Damn, I'm good. I'm good. What are we going to do, man? We're going to talk about something? Let's see here. What do I got? I'm going to pull up a video for you. I like watching videos with you guys. It's fun. Why home prices have not crashed yet. Yeah, that's interesting. I'd like to know that, actually. Because I got one.
I like to compare the economy to a magic trick, which is weird because people think they're not the same, but they actually share the most important thing together, psychology. And here's what I mean. If I show you this deck of cards, which by the way is a completely ordinary deck of cards, I
Vinny
could, by
Valentine.
shuffling it, make
Wait.
you think and condition
fuck
you to
was I making
believe that what
spaghetti
I'm
sauce?
creating is complete
I'm
chaos.
supposed to
Some
be making
cards are
London broil.
upside down and right side
Fuck.
up, and this is the economy.
I'm ordering
and I can
Chinese.
even prove it. So economists will look at this and they'll say, well, some cards are back to front and some of these are front to back. So I know what's going to happen to the economy. But that was misdirection, because it shouldn't make sense that with one small move, I could take half the deck and just by reversing it, I could reverse the order back to normal. That does not make sense. And that's kind of how the economy works as well. For example, between the years 1996 to 2006, the real estate market conditioned people to believe
London
that
broil.
it could
Fuck it,
only
I'm
go up
ordering
forever.
Chinese.
But then with one move, the
No,
market
you're funny.
crashed 30%. But
Back
because
to
we
cherry
love a
pie.
good magic trick, it looks like it's kind of happening again, because between the years 2012 and 2022, real home growth appreciated by 4.5% per year for 10 straight years. So again, conditioning us to believe that the real estate market could only go up forever. But now it looks like we're about to find out how that magic trick was done again, which probably didn't make any sense, but I like that intro and I'm gonna keep it. All right, so this is going to be a fun one. So I was inspired to make my video after watching EPB Research's video on why home prices haven't crashed yet. And in that video, there's a couple things I learned that really blew my mind. Like the fact that home values will have a major correction, if not an outright crash soon, thanks
Nays
to
Garden.
3 leading economic
Download Twitter or
indicators
visit
that prove it.
twitter.com
But
and
the
search at Nays Garden. At Nays Garden Show. At Truthy
You guys,
News
please
for the
do
full
that.
podcast experience.
You guys, please do what that guy's
YouTube
saying.
channel at Truthy News on Twitter.
Check out truthier.news and go to @truthier.news on Twitter and help me out over there with the retweets, guys. Please don't forget to do that. If you're already there doing it, don't forget the retweets and the likes. I really need it, man. I got new videos up there. I would love it if you guys would go help out. I got all kinds of content. If you guys would go there, I got all kinds of content to post, man. The thing is, if I start posting a whole bunch of content, it's just going to bump everything, and you're not going to see any of it. So I need you guys to go there now and stay current with it, all right? So I can start giving you all the badass shit that I got.
The crazier thing I learned is that how well real estate does determines how people spend their money with something called the wealth effect.
No,
And
Laurie-
so far, it looks like the correction has
this?
already started. A typical
Nick
house,
Brown.
for example, is now selling
Been
for
slacking
less
today, sorry.
than the listing price for
He'll
the
head
first
over.
time in 17 months. And this spread of falling home prices is expected to
No
reach
law
over
regarding
184
cannabis. Cheers,
cities
everybody.
by as much
Cheers,
as
Cyber.
20%
Cheers.
or more, and it's happening worldwide. Places like Canada, Australia, and New Zealand are expected to lose 13, 18, and 21% respectively in 2023, according to research put out by Goldman Sachs. And foreclosures are already up 219% in the first half of this year as compared to the same time last year. So strap in. This is going to be a crazy video. We'll talk about where home values are most likely going. Spoiler alert, they're not going up, and how these falling prices will affect what's called the wealth effect and how that will affect the recession. So with that said, let's get right into it. Hi, my name is Henri Jick. Hope you're doing well. Come for the finance and stay for the wealth effect. But first, what is the wealth effect? The wealth effect is an economic theory that suggests people typically like to spend more of their money as the value of their assets go up. That's when people like to borrow against themselves. So here's what I mean. With my own stock portfolio, for example, I can do one of two things. I can either sell all of it to pay for my lifestyle or my retirement, or I could go to the bank and say, hey, Mr. Bank, you see this money? I've got money. Give me a loan. So they give me a loan at whatever interest rate. Now, as long as the interest rate of that bank loan is lower than the interest rate of what I expect to make from my portfolio, which is 8 to 10% per year, as long as it's lower, that means I'll end up making money. So this theory suggests that as someone's net worth goes up, people like to do this a lot more. So one Nobel Prize winning economist, Robert Shiller, decided to put this theory to the test. And he published a research paper. And at the end of it, he said, believe it or not,
Nick
there's
Brown.
very little correlation
like a
between how
computer.
well the stock market does and its
So do
influence
you.
on the wealth effect. And that's probably because stocks are very volatile, right? They move up, they move down. People don't like to take that much risk with their portfolios. But he also said they found a very strong correlation between how well the real estate market does and the wealth effect. And this is beautifully explained by EPB Research's video. As home prices grow, consumers like to borrow against their house with something called a home equity loan. And a home equity loan is just a loan the bank gives you in one lump sum payment that you're then expected to pay
Nick
back
Brown.
every single month. Now, your
Give him a
house
buzz, sir.
basically becomes an ATM
Manly.
machine, which you can borrow against and then then use it to pay for your lifestyle. And this strategy can keep on going indefinitely as long as the value of your house keeps on going up. You can take out another loan to pay off your other loans or spend the money on whatever you want. Now, it's not necessarily a safe strategy, but it is something that people do all the time. In fact, if you look at home equity on Google Trends over the last 20 years, you'll see that when real estate was going up, there were huge spikes of people Googling home equity. And that's because it is the ultimate infinite money glitch. But this strategy can also work against you, because if the value of your house goes down, then this wealth effect could shrink your spending power. That's when banks get more defensive, they start to loan less money, and the effects of the recession get even worse because of a slowing down of what's called the capital velocity. Now, unfortunately, no one has a crystal ball that can predict the future of home values, but at least according to Moody's, which is a company that rates the safety of loans, says that 2/3 of the country's real estate is already overvalued. And I also learned that there are 3 leading economic indicators that have been very reliable in the past in predicting where future home values will be, which right now the data shows is not looking good. Let me show you. So here are the 3 leading economic indicators that show that home prices will have a major correction soon. And by the way, a leading economic indicator is just nerd for data that happens before prices start to move. And by themselves, these leading economic indicators don't predict future values. But that's why economists like to gather a bunch of these data points to get a general idea of where prices might be going. So again, credit to EPB Research for putting this together, but the first leading economic indicator is the monthly supply of homes. Now, all this does is it measures the supply of homes that are available on the market and how long that inventory would last, assuming no new homes would hit the market. So here's the graph so you can see exactly what's going on. The black line represents price growth, and the green line represents a new
one loan for a house, an equity loan to pay it off, and a loan shark to pay that off, and get a leg broke to pay him off.
Right.
monthly supply of homes. A couple things to understand. When the green line goes down, it means the supply goes up. It's inverted in this case so you can understand and see the correlation easier. And as inventory goes up, you can see that home values, which are represented by the black line, start to come down. And this makes perfect sense. As the market adds new homes, there's less competition for inventory, therefore prices go down. And the same is true in reverse. When there are less homes, there's more competition for every house, therefore prices go up. So let me show you some examples of how this leading economic indicator was able to reliably predict prices before. You can see in this example, before the 2007 drop, when the inventory went up, as represented by this green line going down, prices then followed. And then you can see it again in reverse during the 2013 and 14 price growth. Supply goes down first and then prices go up. And then the same thing again in 2019. Now, if we look at what's going on today, here's what the monthly supply is telling us. There's a huge imbalance and there's a lot more supply and prices haven't really had the time to adjust and catch up, which implies that prices are about to correct. So that's the first leading economic indicator, the monthly supply of homes. But we can't just rely on one of them, so here's another one. Now, the second leading economic indicator is the spread on the mortgage rates and the treasury yields. This is going to sound insanely complicated, so you might have to watch this part a couple times, but let me show you what I mean. 30-year mortgage rates follow very closely what are called the 10-year treasuries. Now, treasuries is just a fancy word for saying bonds from the government, right? And that's a pretty much guaranteed way to make money. Now, if I'm a bank and the interest rate on the 10-year treasury, 10-year bond is 3%, then if I want to loan my money to you, let's say, I would never loan my money at 3% because with you, I'm taking on a risk when instead I know I could park my money with the government and get a 3% guaranteed. So if I'm going to risk my money, I'm going to make a little bit extra something for myself. So for you, I might offer you a 3.5%, maybe 4 or 4.5% rate, of course, depending on how risky I think you are and how risky I think the real estate market is. And normally in a healthy real estate market, the spread between what I offer you and what the government offers me is very close together. But the wider that gap is, the greater the risk in the market is. And the greater the risk, the higher the odds that the real estate market would fall, which makes sense because the greater the risk of something, the higher the odds that it would fail. I know that sounds insanely complicated, so let me show you the data and hopefully it'll make a little more sense. In this graph, the green line going down means a widening of the rate gap, which indicates more risk in the market. And this gap was able to predict a decline in home values in 2007. You can see as it widened, home values eventually started to go down. And it was also able to predict the recovery when the gap tightened. tightened in 2010. As the green line goes up, which indicated the market saw less risk, prices eventually followed upward as well. Now, if that sounded like a different language, trust me, you are not alone. I had to watch that video a couple times and even pause it, but here's what really helped me. That green line you saw in that chart is not mortgage rates, it is not bond interest rates, it is the relationship between the two. And as the green line moves up, it means the gap tightens between interest rates on mortgages and bonds. But as the green line goes down, that rate gap widens, and that means more risk. Right now, though, there's a huge gap between mortgage rates and bond yields, which means, at least according to lenders, there's a massive amount of risk in the real estate market. And that means this black line should go down at some point. Now, how far down it's going to go is the million-dollar question, and I have no idea. But you get the picture. Now, here's the third leading economic indicator, and luckily this one is way easier to understand. The third and last leading economic indicator is, I think, everyone's favorite, which is the M2 supply of money. When the economy is flooded with this M2, or the supply of money, it provides liquidity to the economy. So you can think of this as a concept kind of like watering a plant. The water in this case is money, and the plants are assets. And generally speaking, the more money or liquidity there is in the system, the better off all assets are. You can see in this chart right here where the green line represents the growth of the money supply. When there's an injection of money, home values go up. And this has been true during all of these periods highlighted in yellow. But right now, if we look at this M2 money supply, you'll see that this liquidity and all of this money has been taken out of the system. This is where we are now. And yet home prices are still all the way up here. They haven't had the time to catch up yet, but it typically takes anywhere between 6 to 18 months for the full effect to be felt. So all in all, here's what's going on. We have the monthly supply of homes going up, which means less competition amongst the buyers. It also means home builders will finally offer new incentives. We also have the spread between the mortgage rates and bond rates start to increase, which means that lenders are seeing more risk in the real estate market. And obviously what lenders think matters a lot because they have more data than the average consumer does. It also means banks could start to tighten lending requirements and maybe loan less money. And then of course we have less money in the system and less liquidity. Now, by themselves, none of these leading economic indicators can tell us the whole story, but together they're painting a pretty clear picture of where they think the market is going. Now, if you made it this far, let me give you my personal thoughts. Now, personally, I own my house here in Las Vegas, and I bought another one to rent out. But even though I don't consider myself to be a real estate person, as I mostly invest in stocks and a little bit of crypto, real estate still represents the single biggest asset in my entire portfolio. And that also happens to be true for most households in the US. A house will probably be the single biggest investment we will ever make. So how well real estate does has a huge effect on how we feel about our net worth, and therefore how we spend our money, which has a huge effect on how bad the recession can get. And this extends to all areas of the economy, not just consumer spending, but also how businesses spend their money so they could start cutting back. At the end of the day, I personally have no idea where home values will be in the future because I don't make my own predictions and I don't try to time the market. But if I was in the market to buy a house today, I would probably wait until the real estate market corrects, or at least until interest rates got down to 3.5% to 4.5%. It's not advice, it's just what I would do. Instead, what this video is mostly trying to say is that the more you understand what's going on, the less you'll hopefully let this psychology affect how you start investing. Because even if you could time the market top and sell everything to wait and buy back in, it would be doubly hard, if not impossible, to find that market bottom and start investing again. That's why I don't try to time it. I continue to dollar cost average and invest little by little at a time. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and as always,
I got a banana tree right there I planted. Did you guys see it? I want to
Vinny
put it
Valentine.
on, I want to put it on live stream.
Andrew Tate's P represents money.
Does
Human
it?
traffic victims are the assets. My money don't sprinkle.
Okay, that's not the achievement I was looking for. That's not what I was going for there. I was trying to get that more banana oriented, actually.
Banana action.
I was gonna try to get a little banana. Unreal. Try to show off my banana. I can't show show off my banana. Hey, man, that ain't cool, dude. What? I just realized my microphone was off. It doesn't matter. I wasn't saying anything anyway. I wasn't saying anything. You guys are awesome, though. You know that?
Cult kids just tried to sell me kibble in a box. Fucking Girl Scouts.
Kibble in a box. So I got like this banana in the backyard, bruh. Got these other two bananas in the backyard, bruh. Bananas, bruh. I got this ginger plant, bruh. I got this. Got bananas, bruh. Anyway, I love you guys. You guys are the best.
Billy Valentine. Why do people send their kids out with cookies to be kidnapped by assholes? See going door to door these days.
Hey, nice.
Nick Brown. Hash keep it open.
God, it's like my mom's all angry at me for sneezing. She's all yelling at me. What's with the sneezing? I don't know, dude. I can't believe that someone sent kids to your door with Girl Scout cookies. It's fucking crazy. So, yeah, dude. You guys are great. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? How about that? All right. Yeah, we're not going to answer that one, are we? I'm very nasally. I'm going to go. You guys are great. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Take care.
Crispy Chris. Hello and cheers, nay. Just started listening. Medicating with some tangerine tonight.
Excellent. Excellent. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys.
Nick Brown. Thanks, bro.
You're welcome. You guys take care. I love you guys. You guys want to help me out? Do me a favor and go to Twitter and help and retweet and like the tweets at Truthier News, man. Truthier News. That's me, at Truthier News. All right. Go check out my new videos. All right.